Hi, it's John and welcome to Cycling on a Shoestring. And when I ordered this online, I wasn't too confident about what I was going to get. But this little multi-tool proves that good things and inexpensive things can come in small packages. Welcome to another show, and this time we're going to be taking a look at a multi-tool. This one is the MagiDeal 21 function multi-tool. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the brand name of this in just a moment. It's kind of confusing, but I got this at Amazon.ca here in Canada for $19.99. That included delivery. Now, it did take a little while to get here, over a month, but I'm pretty pleased with this particular multi-tool. I didn't expect a lot, like I said in the intro, but this thing really is pretty terrific. Now, if you want to get this in the United States, if you're going to Amazon.com, it's got a different name. It's listed as the Spectr multi-tool, S-P-E-C-T-R, and it's $19.95. Now, why a multi-tool? I have multiple multi-tools. I have one for mountain biking. I have one for my road bike. I wanted another one that I could throw on my older bike, something that kind of covered all the bases for me. And I'm telling you, this is pretty impressive. Let's take a closer look. I thought I'd start out by showing you my evolution when it comes to multi-tools. On this side, I've got a Blackburn multi-tool, pretty limited to what it has. It's got a number of different Allen wrenches, this tiny little one here as well, some box wrenches, a screwdriver, and it's also got some spoke wrenches, plus a chain tool, which I don't think would work on a 10 or 11 speed. Now here you've really got the mother of all multi-tools. This is the Topeak Alien number 2. It has everything on it that you can imagine. Every box wrench, every type of spoke tool. It's even got a little blade here, which I like to use when I'm out in the mountains in case I have to kill a bear or something. But it has everything. Incredibly heavy though. That's the thing. This weighs a lot more than this, and this one as well. Now this one I use on my road bike. This is from Lesign. Now I did a lot of research before I purchased this one. It has everything I need on here. It's got spoke wrenches. It's got all the Allen keys I want. It's also got a chain tool, which will come in handy. It's got this little rubber piece as well, so you can put it around it so that if you are carrying maybe a tube in your saddlebag, it's not going to rub up against the tube and damage the tube. So all of these are great. This is for my road bike. I'm going to use this one, and I use this one when I'm mountain biking. I don't care so much about the weight. When I've got a hydration pack on, I'm riding a 31-pound bike through the mountains. It doesn't bother me so much. This one I've sort of retired. I don't use much at all. Now, let's take a look at the one you've come here to see. Let's move these things out of the way so we can get a little closer look at the one we're going to review today. I'll zoom in the camera, and we can take a look at this multi-tool. As I mentioned, this is listed on Amazon.ca as the MagiDeal Multi-tool. On Amazon.com, it's the Spectr multi-tool set, but that's not the brand. If you look at it, it's got this little logo up in the top corner. Now, it was a little odd. I wasn't quite sure what it meant. I thought it was B-O-L-L. But actually it is boy, B-O-Y, because on the back there's actually an email address at the bottom corner here, which ends in boy.com. So I think that's the brand name of it. As you can see on the tool itself, which we'll pull out in just a moment, it says boy on there. So that is actually the brand. It's not MagiDeal or Spectr, but that's how they're listed if you want to buy this. It says 21 function folding multi-tool set. And I open this up. Let's get this thing out of here and take a look at it. And I think you'll be kind of impressed with how this is made. Now, it's made out of steel. Let me list off what is in the box here. It has most of the tools required to make basic repairs, and I would agree with that. It contains 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 millimeter Allen wrenches. It's got a Phillips and a slot screwdriver. It's got 5, 8, and 10 millimeter sockets. It's got the chain extractor, a chain tool on it. It's got 13, 14, and 15 spoke wrenches. It also has Mavic 1 and 2 spoke wrenches, and it includes some tire levers. So, I mean, it's pretty complete. I'm pretty amazed at how this thing goes together. Now, I showed you this tool earlier. It's similar in weight, maybe a little bit heavier than this one, but this one includes something that you're going to need when you go on your ride. It includes these. I have to carry these two things together, so together these weigh more than this. So, I mean, it's a pretty light thing if you're a weight weenie. This thing comes in at a pretty good weight. So let's take a look at how this thing is put together, and I think, personally, it's really well manufactured. And I think they designed this just beautifully. Now, let's take off the tire levers. They can be a little bit hard to get off, but that's good so that they don't fall off really easily when they're in your saddlebag. But there are the tire levers right there, and they're made of steel. They're pretty solid, and they've got a couple of Allen wrenches on each of the tire levers, as you can see. I think this is an 8 here, this is a 5. So this is your 5mm. Now, I was a little bit concerned about this one because this is kind of an important Allen wrench if you're trying to, adjust your derailleur on your road bike or other different bolts on your road bike, because the 5mm is kind of important. But it works pretty good, and I'll show you in just a moment. I'm going to get a close-up on my bike, and you can see how that works. And again, you've got the 8mm. Now, I have it's got box wrenches on it, and I actually have some of these bolts on my cantilever brakes on my old road bike. Works absolutely perfect. Now, you've got spoke wrenches here and here, another box wrench here. You've got a spoke wrench there as well. Now, at each end of this one, actually on the end of this one here, you've got a Mavic spoke wrench. It's kind of a star-shaped, as you can see, which you don't see on a lot of different multi-tools. And you've got another Mavic at the other end. Again, pretty clever. And again, these are your tire levers, which snap right on there. Now, looking at the body of the tool itself, you can open this up, and you've got a number of different Allen wrenches on here. You've got the Torx as well, which is a 25 for your disc brakes if you need that. And you've got your number of different Allen wrenches, and you've got your chain tool as well. Now, this one is the 5mm. It slots right in there, and that's to operate your chain tool. So, I mean, really ingenious. Plus, you got a couple extra box wrenches. Now, as far as the box wrenches go, it's going to depend on your particular bike on how this is going to manipulate to get to those wrenches. As I mentioned, I used this one on my other bicycle, and it worked absolutely perfect. Really no problem at all, and it twisted really nice. Absolutely perfect. Now, how does the chain tool work? Let's give it a try. Got a chain right here. Now, just to let you know, this is good for up to a 10-speed chain, all right? It will not work on 11. Now, I did put it onto my mountain bike to see if it would work. I think it would pop the pin on an 11, and if you've got a Magic link, I think that would work fine. It's up to you if you want to give it a try, but it does list it as up to a 10-speed chain. Now, this is a 10-speed chain right here, and on my other bike, I have a 7-speed. It's a 3x drivetrain, so I'm going to use this on my other bike. But let's just see if it will pop this chain. You can get a lot of good torque on it, and there we go. We'll just flip it up this way so you can see the pin coming through. And works just fine. Now, just to let you know, I tried this earlier as well, and it will push the pin back in just fine. Absolutely no issues at all, but it works terrific. So, to be honest with you, I'm incredibly impressed with this, how well engineered it is, how strong it is. The one thing I do get concerned about when it comes to things that have hinges like this or bolts that run through, that hold all the Allen wrenches and all your tools is, this can get loose, and these can get rather floppy in there. I have some Allen key kits in my collection that I've had to put Loctite in. I've been spinning this around, and it's still pretty tight. They're not flopping around. They're not coming loose, so that's really no issue at all. Now, I do want to mention to you that if you do go to the Amazon.com listing for the Spectr tool, there's a lot of bad reviews on this particular tool on the site. I did read a number of the tools. They get a lot of 1 stars, but it's quite evident that they are reviewing, or the reviews have been posted for the wrong tool. And I'll say it's evident because there's pictures, and people have got the wrong tool listed with their particular reviews. So you can take them for what they're worth, but personally, I think this is a really well-made tool. I am absolutely incredibly impressed with this. You can see it says boy on there. You'll find that on the American one, it's just blank. The American one's more of a bronze color. This one is red. You can also get it in, I think, black and blue, so if your color makes any difference to you. But personally, I think this is a terrific tool for the price, $19.99. Well manufactured. It's got everything you could possibly want. If you're a weekend warrior, I think you're going to be pretty happy with this. I'm going to go up to the bike and just show you how it works on some of the bolts on my bicycle, and then you can decide whether this is something that you want to buy. I hope I got a pretty good focus on this right now, but I was kind of concerned when I ordered this because this particular Allen wrench is on the tire lever. And I was wondering if this was going to be hard to actually get on some of the bolts, particularly my derailleurs, if I had to do some adjustments while I was out on the road. Well, let's give it a try and see if it will work. Now, here is the derailleur, and here's the bolt for the derailleur, and it fits in there perfect. And I'm not going to turn it, but as you can see, there's no hindrance here at all. This is going to work absolutely perfect, no issues. And I think this is going to work out just fine if I happen to be out on the road and I have to do some derailleur adjustments. I just wanted to show you how some of the Allen wrenches or Allen keys work on this particular tool. Not that I'm going to be removing my brake pads, I don't think, if I'm out on the road, but just to give you an idea, fits nicely in there. And I mean, if I was to grab a hold of that and twist it, I don't have any problem. I don't think this is going to break whatsoever. This is pretty solid steel. It's perfect for what you're going to do out on the road, just those minor repairs. It's even got a tiny little one. Should I want to remove my brake pads, I can slide that one in there as well and just and tighten it and loosen it if I wanted as well. So this has got everything you could possibly want if you're out on the road and you need it for an emergency. I hope this review was helpful. I have to say that I am incredibly impressed by this little multi-tool. It's got it all, including tire levers. There's not too many out there that have tire levers all included in one package, and it's got a claimed weight of 140 grams, so it's pretty light as well. Now, when I went looking for this multi-tool, it had to have two things, and it had to have a chain tool on it, and it had to have spoke wrenches, and this has pretty much got it all. Incredibly impressed by this little multi-tool set for less than 20 bucks. Can't really beat it. Now, if you'd like, why don't you check out some of my ride videos? I've been posting a number of them on the channel under playlist. Just look for rides. I recently posted one on there of an incredible adventure ride I did with a friend of mine last summer in 2018 around Sheep River in Kananaskis country in Alberta. Some incredible photos and amazing scenery videos. Quite impressive out in that area. Plus a great photo log of a ride I did from Banff to Lake Louise to Moraine Lake and back a couple of years ago. It's a ride I do every year, but it's some beautiful photos of that area. If you're interested and you're ever in Alberta, it's a must ride, trust me. So check those out. Now, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. If you've got a product you'd like me to review, you can send an email to me at cyclingonashoestring@shaw.ca. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.